So this is our final teaching of the series, and we'll start by taking refuge, and maybe we can take a moment to just settle in and recollect the impermanence of our lives. Recollect our faith in the Dharma to free us from suffering, and connect with Geshe and all our gurus, our teachers who help us on the path as we recite the refuge and bodhicitta prayer together. Once in Tibetan, twice in English. Sangye chodang soki chognam la jangshu badu dakni kyapsu chi dagi junyengi pe sonam ki chola penche sangye drupa shom. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. In the Heart Sutra, I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time the Bhagawan was dwelling on massive Vulture's Mountain in Rajagriha together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagawan was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound perception. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom and beheld those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara. How should any son of the lineage train who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Sharadvatiputra. Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are emptiness, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment and reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared Tayata Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadvatiputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan.
강게 강게 전에서는 다와던 제범이 치담비 취니근서 공단텔라 차차로 돈이니 지존든지 천재상자 강제 된로 그 차나뱀 댄지자서 소화돼서 신도런로쇼 담보라에 계단도다는 지게 트보다다미 이게 나단 로아 건트다나 진짜가 단지 겐도 다기 첸도 또 so we don't have time to meditate on breath, okay? So today so now we're going to do a short meditation on our mind, okay? This is very important. Meditate on mind. Going to do a short meditation on our mind. Where is our mind? Please try to find our mind. Where is our mind? What is the nature of a mind? What is the reality nature of mind? What is the ultimate nature of mind? Where is our mind? Try to find the mind. We must try to find the mind is different from the body. We should understand, different between mind and body and I. Mind is not I, body is not I is not mind. Mind is not color, mind is not form, mind is not touchable. It is not form, it is we can't touch it. But mind is very powerful. How to, mind, it has potential to know everything. And mind itself, bright and like shiny and light and very clean. If it's not keep under control, not control it, unbelievable dangerous, because it is very powerful. So if we meditate on the mind in this way, we need to understand Buddha nature. What is the reality nature of the mind? This is Buddha nature. Buddha nature means the reality nature of the mind. This can be cause to Buddhahood. This cause of Buddhahood, main seed of Buddhahood. So country problems, world problems, society problems, family problems, personal problems are all created from mind. Therefore, it is necessary to the practice of keeping the mind under control. We should control mind. We should take care of mind. We need to take care of mind. It's very important. If you take care of mind, if you control mind, under control, keep mind keep under control, that we can bring a peace to us in our lives, in our family, in our country, especially in this world. This is our responsibility. Through this mind meditation, we should recognize Buddha nature. and need to understand value of Buddha nature. Buddha nature is really a main seed of the Buddha. Ultimate nature of the mind is Buddha nature. Every sentient beings have it, Buddha nature. So, but Buddha said that, our Buddha said that, we need to find out answer to these questions. This is very important for us. Who am I? Who am I? You try to find, who am I? First, we should try to find our mind, realize nature of the mind, and then we try to find who am I? Where is I? Where we will go after death? Why we did come on to this earth? So we need to understand more about I. Where is I? My body is not I. My mind is not I. So my name is not I. So now, where is I? Where is I? We should try to find. We try to find from a claw to the foot. Try to find within our body. Usually we feel that I means within us. There is something solid and grounded and independent. That is, that is the honor of our mind, body, possessions. This is totally, wrong view. Where is I? I means just, just like name, just level, just imputation. So that means, according to Buddhist philosophy, everything inputted by the mind, everything depends on mind. Everything inputted by the mind. So that's why we need to meditate on mind, and we should understand about mind, and we try to find ourselves. Where is I? We need to understand more about I. Okay. So, finally, we can't find ourselves. Where is I? We can't find it. But still there, still existed person, My name is Tashi. Where is Tashi? I'm a Tibetan monk. But analytically, I try to find it. I can't find. Everything same. Everything you can find through the investigation. You can find. Same like our passport. Everyone on passport, yeah, is very important. This is very useful. But where is the passport? First page is not passport. Second page is not passport. On the passport there, your photo, your picture is not passport. Where is passport? But passport is still very useful. We can use it. Still exists. Exactly same. Where is I? We can't find. I means like zero, zero or part like passport. Where is I? We can't find it, but still there. That's why we need to understand two different, I, okay? Conventional I and inherently existed I. Everything is inherently existed, not inherently existence. Inherently existed, but conventional existed there. That means, conventional I come from past life to here, and conventional I goes to next life. We should understand between conventional I and self-independent I. Self-independent I is not existence. Atma is not existence, but conventional I is still existence. Okay, anyway. This is a little bit about I and mind. So this is important for us. So now I'm going to talk about death process and at stage of death, dissolutions. We call 8 stages of dissolutions. But first, we should understand about what is body, what is reed, what is channel, and what is the meaning of death. We should understand these 3 things, okay? First, we should understand what is body, what is wind or air, and what is the channel. We have many different channels, okay? And the central channels and right channels, and what is left channels. Totally, we have 72 channels in our body. So we have many different channels, okay? And we need to understand what is the meaning of the death. So we should understand there are two bodies, okay? 2 bodies and 2 minds. There are, gross body and subtle body. According to Buddhist philosophy, we need to understand what is it. There are 2 different bodies: gross mind, gross body, and subtle body. Our body and our organs, all parts of our body are, there is a gross body. Because this body is gross body, we call it. This is not a subtle body, okay? Gross body. And subtle, and the channels and winds and drops are subtle body. According to Buddhist philosophy, this body is a gross body. Our channels and winds and drops, are a gross subtle body, okay? Our 5 senses and of consciousness, are also gross mind. And mental and mental consciousness are subtle mind, okay? So, our mental consciousness is, we call this is, subtle mind. And our ear consciousness, eye consciousness, tongue consciousness, these 5 senses, consciousness, gross mind. That means, this gross mind is related to our brain. When we stop brain function, then stop, these 5 senses and eye consciousness, ear consciousness. We can't hear anymore, we can't see anymore. When it stop our brain function. So this gross minds, related to relationship with, brain. But our subtle mind, this is not related to brain. After stop brain function, but still remain in our body, subtle mind. That's why, 3 days, still remains our body is fresh. That's why, subtle mind is still there in the body. So we should understand, what is the subtle mind, what is, gross mind. So as I mentioned before last night, when our subtle mind departure from our body, this is the meaning of death. Okay, this is the meaning of death. Subtle mind departure from our mind, and when come some blood from what is true nostrils, this is the meaning of death. Okay, before come some have some drop, what is red drops from nostrils, they still not die, still in the subtle mind in the body, center of heart. So we can't make clean, we can't make criminality. We can't do criminality, So that's why we need to understand about what is the meaning of the death. And as I mentioned, according to Buddhist philosophy, and Buddhist science, we have 72,000 channels in our body. And we have 3 main channels, okay? Central channels and right channels and left channels. This is very important. Especially if you meditate, if you practice the Tantra, you should realize, you should understand about these 3 channels. We have 3 channels and 4 chapters, 4 wheels, claw wheels and throat wheels and heart here and so that's why we need to understand about channels and chapters, these wheels. This is very important. So when we die, all the wind is dissolved through our channels, center of channel. From body. When we die, all the winds dissolve to center of channel. Actually, the first, this first gross winds dissolve to right channel and left channels. Then after, all the winds, airs, dissolve to central channel. Then after, we get some blood from the nose, what is, nostrils. That's why, this is the sign of the death. So, subtle mind is, separated from our body. That is also meaning of death. Okay, subtle mind separated from our mind, body, and departure from our body. This is the meaning of death. After brain stop, brain function stop. After 2-3 days, then we will die. So Tibet Buddhism, the Tibet people call that like that, still, he's not die. In something we have, sign of body and sign of course, mind. That means subtle mind still remain in the central body, central heart. So at that time, some red drops come from, red drops of blood come from our out from our nostrils. This is a sign of the death. If there remain subtle mind, subtle mind and subtle wind, subtle mind in our body, we are still alive. We believe like that. After the stop brain function, still remains subtle mind and subtle winds. Still we are alive. still not die. Okay, so when most subtle mind come out from our body, that in this air, that is end of breath. Then we will when we are left, our subtle mind is doesn't move and can't come and go. It does work and not perceive any object, and it does not have any function. Only our gross minds work and have function and come and go all the time during our lifetimes. This is very important, Now we can't use our subtle mind. Subtle mind sleep under the gross minds. Now we use only gross minds. That's why we have many problems. We can't learn, we can't study, very difficult, we can't study fast because we use only gross minds. Subtle mind is more shape than, shape and more, smart than gross minds. Practice, through the meditation, especially Tantra practice, then we can use, subtle mind. Now we can't use subtle mind. Subtle mind is under the, delusions and ignorance and, under the, gross minds. And only we use, gross minds. Gross minds come and gross minds go. And, all the gross minds work and have function and come and go all the times during our lifetimes. After our gross minds and brain stops, still most subtle mind and most subtle winds remain in a body. So according to the Buddhist philosophy, we are still alive. Usually we subtle mind and the subtle wind, or we call life support wind. Life support wind remain our body. Minimums 3 days. 3 days remain in our body. Wind. So according to Buddhist philosophy, life support wind means life and what is it? Wind and subtle mind always together. Mind is same like horse. Okay, sorry. Wind is same like horse. Subtle mind is like rider. Always together. If you control, control wind, then you can control mind. Because, wind always away. Our mind is very fast because, he mind wave with, winds. If you control wind, then you can control mind. That way, subtle mind and subtle wind always together. Always like same like a company, combination. That's why we that's why our minds move and go and come, because this wind is move, come, go, and come. As I mentioned, after 3 days, then red drops blood come out from our nose. White drops come down. That is very clearly a sign of end of death. This is end of life. This is last breath. sign that we will have, rebirth into the three lower states. Our body heat. At that time, then our body heat dissolved from the lower body parts. This sign is that we will have a rebirth, a higher state. Our heat dissolves from head. So actually, this the mind of death is this is not negative, not any positive, not as a virtue and not non-virtue. This is certainly neutral mind of what is a mind of death. Mind of death is very important because this is neutral. This is not negative. This is not positive. This is not virtue and not non-virtue. Neither is virtues or nor non-virtues. If we bring our practice to our time of the day, then this practice can be virtuous. For example, our death of mind is not virtue, not non-virtue. Okay, this is neutral. That's why if we can practice, bring the time of the death, this death of mind is become virtue. This very good, great chance to ripen good karma, time of the death. In this way, we can get good life and a higher life, higher state. We can get higher rebirth. So that's why we need to practice now. Practice now and meditation now, and this meditation, this practice, we can bring to time of the death. We need to take. This is very helpful, very, very helpful, So we should practice more and meditate more. Then our mind to become, familiar with the practice of death. Because our mind is not familiar to practice of death, we can't bring our practice to time of the death. This is a problem. So we need more practice and more understanding, more meditate now. Then we can this practice, this good karmas, this kind of the good impression we can take to time of the death. This is very important. As I mentioned that, before, we should good motivation and practices something is very important. Because if some people not good practitioner, but if they have good motivation time of the death, it is a very good opportunity to get good rebirth. Some people are very good practitioner, but unfortunately, there's something bad motivation time of the death. This is very dangerous, still dangerous. This influence, this bad karmas, rapid bad karmas, That's why we try to good mode. Always we need to practice, this is very important. So now we need to understand first the earth. We have many different. Of course, we have 4 elements in our body. Okay, so first the earth elements. Earth elements, dissolve into water elements, and the bodies, begins to dissolve. We call that. First, the earth element dissolve into water element. Sa in Tibet say we sa chulati. Sa means earth. Chi means water. Okay, so the earth element dissolve into water element, and the body begin to dissolve. This means body, beginning to dissolve. The external sign of this dissolution is that the body becomes thin and hands and legs, becomes thin, skin, and the energy's potential, energy and potential of body, both of body and gross minds decrease. And the eyes also, becomes, blurry and blurred, and, we can't see well. And one feels the body's skin sink into the ground. Something feeling, body sink into ground. This is a sign of the dissolution of this dissolution. External sign of this dissolution is earth, dissolved in water element. Okay. External sign of this dissolution is that the body become thin, and hands, legs become thin, and body energy and potential of body, and gross minds decrease. And eyes, we can't see well, and also feeling like body, sink into the ground. This is a sign of this dissolution. Eyes can't see well, and internal sign. Now this is most important. Internal sign is a mirage. Like a mirage appears to a mind. This is internal sign. Internal sign of this dissolution. Water, what is the water element? What is earth element dissolved to water elements? Sign of this dissolution, internal sign. Internal sign is something like a mirage, and like appears to the mind. Everywhere, something like appears from everywhere. Something appears to our mind like a mirage. Mirage, yes. So this is a first stage. And the second stage, the water elements dissolve into the fire elements. Okay, this external sign of this dissolution is that our mud and talks becomes very dry, and liquids of our bodies, such as urine and blood and sperms, and this decrease and lose energy, and water in our body. This is external sign of this dissolution. Water elements, dissolve to fire. So, urines and bloods and liquids, decrease. And, we lose something, water in our body. Internal sign is something light smoke like appears to the mind. Something like a lot of, balloon smoke sucks and surround ourselves. Everywhere, we see something like smoke, blue smoke, and this appeared to our mind. This is, external sign of this dissolution. Water elements dissolve to fire. This internal sign is something like everywhere, like some what is smoke. Yeah, smoke. Yeah, this appears to our mind. Blue smoke, And third stage, the fire element dissolve into air. The external sign of this dissolution is reduce, warmth of body, and body become cold, and coordinates in the area around our nervous channels and center of the body's heat. External sign is something sparkly, I don't know, sparkly, fireflies, like appear to a mind, appears to the mind. Something like embers of fire sprinkled into the sky. Something, small fires come from sky. This appears into appears into our mind. This is this is internal sign. So, of course, this sign, external sign is of this external sign of this dissolution is something like our body become cold, and we lose heat energy. And the fourth stage, the wind elements dissolve into the consciousness. We call like this. Wind elements dissolve into the consciousness. That's external sign of this dissolution is reduced power of movement due to the decreased power of winds. That's why we can't move and we can't see. And through this, this channel of the body and cause us to generate the gross mind. So that means and internal sign is like a candle, flame, like appear to a mind. The mind perceives this something appears is the last gross mind of death. This last gross of the mind, or this last gross mind of death. There's an external sign of this dissolution reduced power of movement due to the decreased power of winds. That's why we can't move, we can't see. At that time, gross minds, totally, dissolve. And internal signs, something like candle, candle flame, In a restaurant, we use a very small candle in the glass, yeah, exactly same. Everywhere, we see something like that, and appears to our mind. This is an internal sign. So, fifth, stage, the first subtle mind of death is, mind perceive a white appears. Then maybe we are very close to bardo. Something like only, appears white. We see something only white, everywhere white, something like this is appears to our mind. Subtle mind, this is a subtle mind of this death, subtle mind of death. The first subtle mind of the death is the mind perceive a white appearance, white appearance. And sixth stage, then when this appears cease, the mind has becomes more subtle and perceive right appears. First we appears in white, then appears in the red one. Seventh, dissolution, the mind again becomes more subtle and transform into the mind, something like black. Black and near attachment to something which only black appears. At this stage is as you know, if we die, a person has no memory and remains worlds without memory and just darkness. This is finally, you know, last our breath, everything becomes just darkness. So now something like, you know, why, you know, at that times we appears, you know, something appeared darkness, because, you know, what red, you know, drop come up, and white drop, you know, come down. Then in the center of our heart, these two close each other, touch each other. That times we, you know, become what is darkness, appear darkness, because close to these two drops. Then slowly change. This white drop, you know, come down, and red drop come out, and come up, and come out from those nostrils, and white drop, you know, come down. At that time, you know, before white drop come down and red drop come out from the nose. Before that times, many masters, many practitioners, you know, meditate on clear light. That means after death, still their body fresh, and still, you know, many days they can keep, you know, body fresh until 2-3 weeks. 20 days, more than 21 days, sometimes in a month, sometimes Tibetan masters, India masters, you know, after their death, still they meditate on clear light.
Is that Tutta?
Yeah, Tutta. That means, you know, this subtle mind, this is not related to brain. At that time, brain totally stopped, and no brain anymore brain function. But still, you know, body is fresh. Still in here, you know, this white drop and what's the red drop still in the center of our heart. When, you know, red drop come out and come from our nostril, nostril, then this is a sign of the death. Then this is a sign of the subtle mind departure from our mind, isn't it? So this is, you know, that's why this is very clearly, we should understand this very clear, you know, subtle mind is not related to brain. Still we have some subtle mind, different from brain, and growth, different from gross minds. So since there is no physical, you know, movement, no heartbeat, and no movement in the channels, you know, some people think that this is the end of the die, but in fact, the gross mind and consciousness, gross consciousness has not yet left the body. But still the most subtle consciousness is, you know, in the body. Still this is not the end of a die. Why at that time is the darkness? Because as I mentioned that before, you know, because red elements come from this nerves, and white drops, white, you know, elements come from top of our head. These two touch each other at the center of our heart. This then this becomes like close draw. So that there is, you know, totally darkness. So if you practice, you know, emptiness now, emptiness, then when red dot come up and white dot come down. At that time, everything is same like this clear light, okay? This light. If you practice, if you familiar your mind, familiar to the emptiness, at that time you can practice about emptiness. At that time you can see emptiness. That's why many practitioners, many masters, at that time meditate on emptiness. Meditate on a clear light means meditate on emptiness. At that time, clear light, they turn to emptiness. Because in a clear light and emptiness totally same, very similar. That's why many people, when manifested come up, manifested this white clear light, then they meditate on clear light, emptiness, for a long time, many days. And at what is 8th stage. After that, then the right elements slowly come up, and the white elements slowly comes down. And when these two separated from each other, again, the mind black near the attached transform into the most subtle mind, perceive clear light of death. This is we call a clear light of death. A clear breath appears like the light of dawn. Then the most subtle mind of the death is manifested. This is the sign that the most subtle mind that resides within or the center of our heart has manifested, and all the others minds has stopped to manifest it. So according to Buddhist philosophy, this this red dot from mother, okay, white dot is from father. White dot always here, and red dot always lower part of our body. When so when we die, then they change. White dot come down and red dot come up. So that's why we believe our subtle mind is from past life, not from father, not from mother. That's why we have past life and next life. Of course, our body and our bones and our blood is from father and mother. But we should understand, meditate on death process. Then where is it from our subtle mind? Subtle mind is from the past life. This is not from. It is not from father and mother. So then as I mentioned yesterday, then white dot can come from the lower parts, lower body, and red dot come our nose. At that time, at the same times, our subtle mind goes to bardo. It's same time, when this happen, then it is the sign of that the consciousness has left the body, and the process of die has ended, and the most subtle mind goes to the bardo and rebirth in the bardo. everything has, some potential elements. There are 4 elements of water, earth, fire, air. But we should understand, first I talk about this, earth elements, dissolve to water. That means is earth elements become water, not like that. At that time, we lose energy of, earth elements, and water elements, come up and manifest it. That, so we call, earth element dissolve to water. Water elements, dissolve to fire. That means, water elements, decrease. Power of energy of water decrease, and fire come up. Fire of what is elements. That means, water dissolve to fire. So we should understand that what is the meaning of the, earth dissolving into the water. Water was, that means, fading awareness of the earth elements potential and increase of water element and potentials. Once elements, decrease, power, decrease, power of, elements. Once elements power little come up, that means, once elements dissolve into another one. When we practice death process and the 8th stage of dissolutions, we always should remember emptiness and compassion, because we should practice that based on the compassion and emptiness. That is the most important, okay? If you practice death process, it is important. But without compassion, without practice compassion and bodhicitta, it is nothing. It is cannot happen at the time of death. That's why we should meditate on death process based on compassion and emptiness. This is very important, very, very important. We always should remember emptiness and compassion, because we should practice that based on the compassion and emptiness. That is most important, because we should understand all of the 8 different appearances are, themselves the nature of emptiness. Something appearances, different appearances, okay? Smoke appears, mirage appears, water appears. For example, all these appearances are, themselves the nature of the emptiness. We should think this emptiness, Then really, this meditation can help us attend at the time of the death. So this practice of emptiness and practice of compassion, we should bring to the time of the clear light during our death. And then maybe we will have, a good opportunity to stop our rebirth in the samsara. So many people at that time, they meditate on emptiness and then they get a higher rebirth. And many people achieve liberation at that time, from that time. That's why this is very, if you practice enough, develop enough this practice, this meditation, we will have chance. We will have a good opportunity to stop our rebirth in the samsara again. And maybe we will have an opportunity to be directly reborn in any pure light. Therefore, we should practice and we should understand the death process and the 8 dissolutions. If we can practice, practice the combination of the eight dissolution and emptiness. Then maybe we will have good opportunity to get a higher rebirth. This is very important. This is very important, you know. If you practice, that is the best, you know, transfer. That is the best poor practice. This best transfer of Dhammakaya. You know, transfer means poor. In Tibet, we say poor. Poor means transfer. Meditate on the death process with compassion and emptiness. This can be best poor, best transfer. Very important transfer. That means, you know, through this meditation, we can get higher rebirth, highest, better life. And, you know, we don't need to go to the lower realms. And maybe we will have opportunity to reborn in what is pure light. Okay, so this is the best poor. And especially another reasons why we need to learn about the death process and the 8 stages of the dissolutions is because we should practice, you know, taking the 3 bodies of Buddha as paths. The truth body and enjoyment body and the emanations body. This practice is the most important of a part of, you know, Tantra practice. In this way, through this meditation, death process and 8 dissolutions, then you can practice, you know, Dhammakaya, this Buddhist bodies. This is the most important. That means, you know, why we learn about the death process, the 8th stage of the dissolution, is because we should practice, you know, taking 3 bodies of Buddha as a path. That is very difficult one, you know. There are 3 bodies: truth body, enjoyment body, and emanation body of the Buddha. This practice is the most important of a part of the Tantra practice. But if we don't understand about the 8 dissolutions, we can't practice that. Because we should practice, you know, taking the 3 bodies of the Buddha as our path, based on the 8 dissolutions and death process. If you practice, you know, if you learn more about this and practice more and meditate more, then maybe we will have chance to, you know, achieve Buddhahood, time of the death. Really, you know. We should practice the clear light of death, or most subtle mind of the death, is real Dhammakaya. This is one part of the practice, and most important practice. You know, something like we should practice the clear light of death, or most subtle mind. Okay, subtle mind of death is, you know, we visualize, we meditate on this is, you know, really Dhammakaya. We should visualize the clear light of the death is the real Dhammakaya. And we should visualize this is Dhammakaya. When you manifest it, you know, this clear light, or, you know, death of mind, then you should visualize this mind is Dhammakaya. Meditate on this death of the mind. This is with visualization. This is Dhammakaya. This is very powerful practice, very, very most powerful. So, and so now we will discuss the Dandri practice of the taking of death is the Dhammakaya. And Dhammakaya meaning Buddha's truth body. And the intermediate state of state, this means bardo. But the state of the taking of rebirth is the Sambhogaya. Sambhogaya means meaning of the complete enjoyment body, Buddha's body. When we arrive in bardo, when we are born in bardo, we should visualize this bardo is Sambhogaya. And this is Sambhogaya. We should think this is Sambhogaya. Sambhonakaya, Sambhonakaya means, enjoyment body of Buddha, enjoyment body. We should visualize Buddha rebirth is the real Sambhonakaya. And when we born, when we, the rebirth is, Nimanakaya. Nimanakaya means, Buddha's immanent body. So we should practice rebirth by the, turning to Nimakaya. And we should visualize rebirth is the real Nimakaya. Nimanakaya. Nimanakaya means Buddha's body. But the most important thing is to remember is that death is certain and our time of the death is uncertain. At our times of the death, only Dhamma can help us. This is very important. The practice of taking refuge with Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha in our practice of compassion and bodhicitta, and recently some mantra of Avalokitesvara Jirisin and the Buddha of compassion. This is the best practice of transfer. Many Tibetan masters and Indian masters said that, compassion, practice of compassion, bodhicitta, and recently some mantra of Jirisin, Omani Pema. The Buddha of compassion. This is the best practice of transfer. Poa. Very important poa. We practice poa. It is the best preparation for death, even for next life. We should not accept something, expect big change with a few minutes and with a few days. That is unrealistic. We must think mental change or mental develop take time, years and years. Later then maybe that feelings something becoming stronger and stronger and stronger, and mind is becoming more calm and more calm. And if we think this big result to come immediately, that is the source of failure or practice, cause of lose patience with practice. This is not good. So now I want to talk about how to practice Su and how to practice give food to bardo beings and hungry ghosts. Okay, last night someone asked me. For example, this Buddhism is very open and very easy for everyone. We can practice anytime, anywhere. We don't need any such times and special time and any special condition. We can practice any times. Especially when we eat, when we eat lunch or dinner, we can practice. We keep some remain of our lunch, keep some small food, and keep a set of our plate. Then after we eat, then we give to bardo beings and hungry ghosts. And we recite some mantras. Omaha, Omaha, Omaha Shi Hum. Omaha, Omaha Shi Ho, or Omani Peme Ho. Or Omasa, Omanjala Mitas Samita Baya Hum. So many different mantras here. But some of them very difficult for us, very complicated. You keep some food from your lunch or dinner or whatever. Keep small, very small. Remain for your food and keep, and then you visualize and dedicate this this food, give to all the bardo beings, all the hungry ghosts. You can recite some mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, and Om Ah Shi Hum. This is the best one, Om Ah Ho Shi. Okay, Om Ah Ho Shi. And maybe you can dedication mantra. Dedication mantra is Om Avalokite Sambara Sambara Hum, Om Avalokite Sambara Sambara Hum. Om Avalokite Sambara Sambara. This is a mantra of dedication. And maybe you can listen the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum is okay. You need to, you should like this, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Ah Shi Hum, Om Ah Shi Hum, Om Ah Shi Hum. And you visualize, this food give to all the sentient beings, especially bardo beings and hungry ghosts. And especially you can practice, water, making what is give to bardo beings and hungry ghosts. Water. This is very important. Water. Just water. Just water is something like, do like this. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Or maybe, Om Jala Mida Sabeda Hum, Om Jala Mida Sabeda Hum. This is also what is practice. Practice of generosity, very important generosity. So many, many hungry ghosts, they only can use water because their karma. They can't use some salty food and others, fruits and others rice and potato, and for example, only they use water. That's why we can we can give water to them. This is very important. Everything depends on mind. Everything depends on visualization. So use some water, give to the cup of water, give to the numberless hungry ghosts and numberless bardo beings. We can. You recite some mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. This is a very, very, it's a good practice of generosity. Best generosity. Okay, so now you have any question? Now I stop here.
The water, if we offer it, it just stays there, like in a place till it evaporates.
No, if for example, you two different container, okay, if you have, then you do like this, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, until you finish this cup of water. Okay, then after you this thrown out.
Okay.
Can you put it in the plants, Geshe, or you just throw it out?
This is okay, they on the plant.
You can put it on.
Yeah, anywhere.
And the food,
Food also you throw out.
throw out.
Yeah, yeah. As you know, our tradition of our Buddhism practitioners in practice, they make this pinch food of giving, pinch like this. Some food is make like this
Yeah.
pinch of food. This of give it to hungry ghosts. Then put put set of your plate. Then you recite a mantra. Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme. This food give to all the hungry ghosts, all the bardo beings. Through this practice, you can prevent your obstacles, and you make purify your body, speech, mind. This is very important practice. After you eat, you keep some food, and then you make like this pinch of your hand, yeah, pinch of food, yeah, of give to the hungry ghost. Then you put.
This is before you start eating,
Sorry,
before you start eating or after you start?
no, after it, after it, okay. When you finish it.
What is the relationship between the wind and the breath?
Oh, actually, the wind, there's so many different winds. Some very subtle wind and some gross winds. Okay. Also, breath and wind is maybe breath is more gross.
Gross.
Okay. As I mentioned that before, mind and subtle mind and the wind, exactly the same. Breath always with subtle wind. Okay. If you control wind, then you can control breath. So anyway, do you have any question?
Yes, Geshe-la, there were a few questions that came up. One of them is for this, if the plate goes outside, can the plate go outside? And if so, should it be on the ground or in a higher place? And if the time of day is important?
Sorry, repeat again, please.
Sorry. So can the plate go outside? Should it be on the ground or a higher place? And if the time of day for doing this is important?
No, this is not important. Everything depends on our good karma or bad karma, Those are not important.
And then another question. So this is a bit of a long question. This is, unless Blue Mountain Dharma, you'd like to ask it directly.
Yeah. Make it clear and briefly.
Okay.
I'll be glad to ask it directly. Thank you so much, and thank you for the teaching, Geshe. If a person is well prepared by their teacher and they have studied the death process, practiced death meditation, have a foundation of love and compassion, a good person, kept their vows as best they could, taken refuge seriously, will these instructions make a difference while in the bardo? Will the instructions be remembered and perhaps make the bardo less confusing, less terrifying, help the bardo being from being so sad, and not only make death peaceful, but maybe make the bardo even quicker? Will the instruction, I guess my basic question is, will these instructions be remembered, or do we just carry with us the goodness we've acquired in our simple mind?
So actually, as I mentioned that before, ordinary people, ordinary beings have to go bardo. Okay? Everyone have to go bardo. Exception, you know, some very higher practitioners, they don't need to go to bardo. They can choose their, you know, rebirth, their next life. Okay? So, but of course, there are many different beings in bardo. Some bardo beings has, you know, less suffering. Some bardo beings have more suffering. Because it depends on their practice, because of their karma, because of their what is imprint, good imprint. If you have, if you practice enough this life, and you have a lot of good karma with your mind, also you can take into bardo. And after you reach bardo, but you have less suffering, and also you can get a new life very fast. Quickly.
Thank you.
Quickly. So that means, you know, depends on our practice, it depends on our good karma and good imprints. And if you practice, you know, refuge, take refuge with Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, this refuge practice can help you in bardo. For example, in bardo, only Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha can help you. Only good karmas can help you. Nobody can help you in bardo. Bardo is something like just, you know, just hallucination and just illusion. That's why, you know, you don't have any friend there. You don't have any supporters there from other people. So if you have a refuge practice, then you can save yourself. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And there are several questions coming in. First, Venerable Pelsa, I don't know if you were raising your hand and also typed a question. Did you want to ask something?
Yes, sorry. Gemma, just a quick question. Does meditating on the clear light nature of the mind help us recognize the clear light nature at death? Does it prepare us?
Sorry, repeat again.
Does meditating on the clear light nature of our mind help prepare us to recognize the clear light at the time of death?
What is that?
Does meditating on the clear light nature of the mind help us recognize the clear light nature at the time of death?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, this is very important meditation, you know. Meditate. For example, as I mentioned that before, we need to meditate on mind. This is very important. This is best preparation for death. If you not understand about mind, and if you don't understand about the nature of the mind, you can't meditate on clear light of the mind. Death, you know, what is the death of mind? First, we should understand about, you know, nature of mind, familiar to what is mind, what is mind, what is mind reality. Then this practice you can bring to, you know, at the time of death. At that times you can practice, you can meditate on the clear light of the death. And then you can meditate on the emptiness. Yes.
Thank you, Gemma.
And
So,
then
question, please.
there was a question from Amy. At what point in the death process can you come back?
What's that?
At what point in the death process can you come back?
Like, can you come back to life? Like, if you're going through the 8 stages, is there some point where maybe you can come back to life again? Or once you start on the dissolution, that's...
Oh, no, I told him before, you know, we can back. If you practice, as I mentioned before, you know, many practitioners, many higher practitioners, they meditate on the death process. especially, at death, what is it, dissolutions, okay? Then, they meditate, follow their, death process, meditate, And when manifested, clear light, then they meditate on emptiness. Then they come back to, come back, or some people can come back. Some people, they, what is it? Reborn in pure light.
But for ordinary people, once you start the 8 stages, that you are going to die.
No, some people can come back.
No, ordinary people like us. If
Maybe,
they're-
yeah, ordinary people also can. If you meditate
If you
enough,
have the practice.
meditation enough.
Yeah.
Depends on your meditation.
Is there a particular step in which they can come back?
As I told before, so when it manifested the clear light of death, okay? At that time, many people meditate on emptiness, and some people come back. Some people revive.
Yeah.
In Tibet, we say the Denlo. Denlo means, people say, oh, he passed. He or she passed. After 2-3 days, he come back.
But these are people with good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good practice, but still ordinary, maybe. Ordinary.
And Kishila, there's some confusion, so they're asking the question again. When you give the food and the water for the hungry ghosts and the people in the bardo, they're asking, does the plate with the food, you just take it outside and you throw the food away, or do you leave the plate outside, like in a higher place, like in a tree or something?
Oh, no need.
No need.
No
You
need.
can just throw the food
Yeah,
away.
you can throw anywhere,
Just put on
but
the ground.
if you throw on the street, not good. Yeah,
just
you
on-
must keep a set of
Maybe like
some
to the
place.
birds or something.
Yeah,
Or
if
you
you
just
have
put it-
some small ball, then it's okay. Very nice.
You can just leave it like near a plant.
Yes,
Near a
yes,
plant.
yes. Yes, we
You
can.
should take it out, don't
Yes.
throw it in the garbage.
Yes. No problem. This is no problem.
Yeah.
When you dedication, when you do dedication, the hungry ghosts use it.
Okay. So.
After that, no
Yeah.
need.
And they can offer it at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And anytime, and then after they finish, they take it outside.
Yes, anytime. When you could remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget, breakfast. Maybe you can remember on lunchtime. Maybe you can remember the dinner times. You can practice anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geshe, there are more questions here on Zoom. Letitia asks, how do you control the wind?
How to control?
How do you control the winds?
Okay. This is a good question. So, meditate, to control wind, okay? You visualize, all the my winds here, keep here, okay? You meditate, just think here, watch here, focus on here, awareness or here, just keep here. Or you visualize all the winds. What is gathering here? Yes, collection or collected or gathering here. Just visualize. After some time, you get hit here. That's something that you can get really hit here. That means you can, winds. What is? Observe.
Feel it.
Sorry. You can control winds here. This is a sign of control wind here. Okay, this is the best way. This is the best method. You meditate every morning for a few minutes. All your winds here. Visualize here. Just here. You focus here. Look here. Watch here. After 10 minutes, maybe you will feel get heat here. Definitely you will try.
By winds, do you mean like channels? You like visualize the channels in your body?
No need to channels, just you visualize all the winds here. Yeah, all the winds, all the airs, from our body, yeah? From a whole of our bodies,
So it's like similar to chakra.
No, you are visualizing all the values, all the 5 values, you're visualizing them.
Actually, of course, all the winds from our different channels, okay? And different between skins and flesh or so on, So we should visualize all the winds here. Just keep here. That means you look at here, focus here, just, meditate on here. This is how to control wind. Okay, anyway.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Another question from Edwina. When you get to the most subtle wind and see darkness, and there is no gross consciousness or memory, how do you remember to look for the clear light and practice?
Okay, this clear light, after darkness, okay? As I mentioned before, when white dot come down and red dot come out, then it's central, they, touch each other, center of our heart, like this, close each other. At that time, our feeling is darkness. And appears to our mind is darkness, totally darkness. Okay? After that, now what happened? The change. I told before, Now this white dot up and red dot where? Down, under the white dot. But after some time they change. Okay? White dot come down and red dot come up, open. At that time manifested, what is clear light of death. At that time, so we can recognize this is a clear light of death. And many people can meditate, could meditate on this clear light of death. Yeah, this is, yeah.
So when the white goes down, that's when.
Yeah, no, just the first close, isn't it?
Oh.
Then after separate each other, then open. There's at the same times, we see something, like emptiness, something light, and clear light means clear and bright, something. At that time, many people, this clear light of the death, they can turn to practice emptiness. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, Geshe-la. And then Abelardo asks, can you please explain how one does the visualization of Sambhogakaya during the bardo process?
This is not easy one, very difficult, yeah. So, when we reach bardo, okay, bardo life is Sambhogakaya is very similar. Not exactly same, okay? Sambhogakaya is Buddha. Bardo is our life, this is bardo means life. But bardo and Sambhogakaya is quite similar. Aspect, aspect of bardos and life and Sambhogakaya, this Buddha's body, this Buddha, very similar. So that's why just you visualize. First we recognize this is bardo. This is bardo life. But you can't think like that. This is bardo. Must you should visualize this is Sambhogakaya. This is Buddha. Buddha is I. We should like this. This bardo life is Buddha. Buddha is I. We should visualize. First we realize bardo. But bardo is not something normal bardo. We should visualize bardo is Sambhonagaya. This is Buddha. And Buddha is, what is? Buddha is I.
I myself.
Yeah, Buddha is I self. What is my I self? Yeah. Buddha is myself, you know. This is a practice of the Sambhonagaya. So, any other question?
Yes, and Atisha, if I'm not saying this correctly, please feel free to jump in. But the question was, what is the book where we can read more about death? Bardo, The Process of Death, Lam Rim. Do you have texts?
Okay. Not in Lamri, not Lamri. We have many special books, but many, you know, these books, you know, part of Tantra, you know, Tantra practice, you know, Tantra book. You can read, you know, Tantra path and ground. Name of, you know, book is Tantra ground and path and ground. You can try to find. Also, you can read, you know, introduction about bardo. One is a very famous book. This is Soja Rinpoche's book is okay. Die, Living and Die. And also Holiness Dalai Lama's book, Living.
It's Mind Clear Light.
Mind and Clear Light.
Advice on living well and dying.
Yeah, this is Holiness book. Yeah. And you try to find, you know, Tantra book, okay? Tantric book. Tantric book, that means ground and path. Okay, sorry.
Thank you, Geshe-la. And Mary, you've been patiently raising your hand if you had another question.
Thank you so much, Geshe-la. My question is about the bardo. For instance, Mommy Max is in the bardo. Is she in the bardo where she can see me, and can she see you, and can she see the students in Santa Fe, or is she only in one place at one time, or is she in many places?
No, she can visit, she visit many different places. Wherever before he used. Maybe she already visit Nepal, India, you know, and many different places. Because as I mentioned that before, you know, bardo means very fast, and they can go everywhere where they want to go. Especially they want to go where they, you know that place, special place, where they before used. So, you know, bardo means visit many different places, and visit many different friends, and you know. So that's why we need practice for Mommy Max and those people, very important, those who are in bardo. You know, Mommy Max, he passed this morning.
Oh, she did that.
Yes. This morning, you know, in Santa Fe. She's maybe 80, 90, 92, yes. So we need to pray for him and dedicate for her, you know, sorry. Okay, any question, please?
I don't see any other questions in the chat, but if anyone has questions, please feel free.
Geshe-la, I have a question.
Yes.
In the past, when I've heard about the 8 stages of dissolution, I've heard of the Tigle. What is that?
What is this?
The Tigle, the sign, I don't know, I've done this work when I was doing work, teaching around the Green Dara. It was through the Tigle, the Tigle.
Tili.
Yeah, that the whole.
The tili means just in a drop.
And that the whole almost whom the dissolution on through the 8 stages, they use that visualization to go through the death process.
Yes, yes.
So I just was wanting to find out about that connection.
No, that you means in Tibetan we say tili, yeah?
Yeah,
Tili.
yeah.
So that means, before we die, we need to practice about tilling. Okay? Tilling is drop. And channel is za long tili. These 3 things very important. Okay? Drop, channel, weed. Okay? Tili means drops. As I mentioned before, white drop from father and red drop from mother. This, the most subtle, white drops always, lower part of body, and white drop always here. And we should understand about drops, understand about channels and weeds. That was yoga practice also very important for this, these 3 things. How to open our channels, how to, how to realize weeds. And before we die, always meditate on channels, open channels, and try to, weeds dissolve to, put in the central channel. And sometimes you must, visualize all the drops, white drop, white drop keep here and central, and sometimes white drop, put in the central channel, and sometimes, visualize, put in central channel and send into central channel to here. Sometimes, you take out, visualize, you just visualize. This is very important, very, very important for death process. What is understand about death. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Nikita has a question if we have time.
Yes, okay.
Thank you. Is there an exact number of days a being is in the bardo? Is there such a thing as being stuck in the bardo state?
What's that?
Is there a specific number of days someone is in bardo? And is there something called being stuck in bardo?
Yeah, this may be like stuck. This, but this is stuck by what is like karma, isn't it?
You know how Geshe-la, they say maximum you can be in bardo is 49 days. So after 49 days, definitely you will be out of the bardo?
Yes. Actually, as I mentioned that before, bardo means life is only 7 days. Okay? Every end of the week have to die until get new body. Die in bardo, reborn in bardo, until find new body. Some people, find body maybe after 1 week, after, first week, maybe second week, maybe third week. Depends on individual karma. Some people, they can't get new body, not get new body until 49 days. After 49 days, definitely they get new body. No more. No need to stand anymore in the bardo. This is sure. This is according to Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist teachings. Many people said that, oh, your mother in bardo, maybe after maybe 10 years after, after 10 years, after 5 years. So some people say, oh, your mother is still in bardo. This is total wrong. This is wrong. This is a lie. So as I mentioned that before, bardo beings only can stop by the bardo and the mother's womb. This is a karma, depends on due to karma. Bardo beings can go everywhere, mountains, walls, and rivers, and kind of stuff. But mother's womb can stop, and bardo can stop stuck. This is their karma. Okay, anyway.
Just a follow-up. Why is it 7 days?
No, this is just like a bardo being's lifetime. For example, human being's lifetime is 90, 85 something. So for example, but bardo being's life is 7. Their life is limited. 7 days. Yeah. Every beings have different lifetimes. Hungry ghosts and animals, dogs, for example, but the beings, their life is only 7 days.
And Geshe-la, could it be shorter than 7 days?
I think no. It's maybe what is fixed 7 days, their fixed life. 7 days, yeah. I never heard about this. Some other beings shorter than 7 days, So in a Buddhist teaching, this special Abhidhamma, Buddha said that very clear, but the being's lifetime is 7 days. Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe-la. I don't see any more questions.
Okay, no stop. Too late for. Thanks.
There's a lot of gratitude. There's a request for you to teach again, and if it's okay, we'd like to offer you the Thanksgiving mandala first before doing the dedication prayers to create the causes to receive.
Yes.
The teachings again and collect the merits. So I will share the screen for those who wish to follow along. Gyawa kyab dang doje chang chenpo dang go ye ma chi pang yong zog ten beng adang donggi le du shen ne mote jetsun lama lo sang du pang do che chang Chenpo Geshe Tashi Dhondup Bel Sangpo Zangane Tengba Chenpo Sungju Zamo Lekpa Tope Kadrin Tangrang Yondu Jinkambuwa Om Benza Bhumia Om Tenzegi Saji Om Benza Rekea Om Ji Chagwe Ko Yuge Kowe Usu Ringya Bodhiram Shaluk Pak Bolo Zambuling Nu Balangju Changra Minyan Ludang Lubak Nayam dan nayam zen yonden dam nam chokyo dramin yandang dramin yandida rinpoche riwo bang samgi shing dojo ba mamo bai loto Kondo rinpoche, nobo rinpoche, tsumo rinpoche, lompo rinpoche, langpo rinpoche, dakcho rinpoche, makpo rinpoche, dechenpo yobumma, gekma, drengwa ma, luma ga ma, metok ma, tukpa ma, nangsa ma, dricha ma, nima dawa, rinpoche, dung chongle namba gyawa gyaksen, usuladang mi, beljoy punson sokpa, masang wa mepa, sang jing idu ongwa dinda, jinten sawa dangyu Jepe belden lama damba namdang keba duyang yonzok tempeng nadok dongi ledu shenne mote jetsun lama losang dobang doje chanchembo geshe tashi dondup sangbo shangan Seba chenpo sungso zamolak batopte kadrin tadang ragi yondu shinkamo angiwo Tunye dowe tomzo zesuzo jene dang Kyang daso drawa magyun namke tadang nambe semchen tam chela tuk sewa chenpo gone jingi lapto so 사심먹이 정신내 통장 위랑 윈진인데 겐반디 상계신두 미hinde오와이 저구 남작신랑 전파소 젯손만에 고체라텐진 난다 주인라 종종 야타당 로상텐데 존네 사송기 조에 몬사탁토 나교치 이담 고르라나 만달라캄니야자야 Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that is not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Prajaka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings, through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable Venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from mother living beings you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of three jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples.
Jambe po jida chimba da kunde samba de ya de ji de da kunji ji se da gewan de da tham je ra to thank you everyone so good evening.
Okay, that we have some.
Live long, keep teaching, Genla.
Thank you everyone, thank you.